Hi everyone, Phil from Tech for Techs here. Today we're going to be looking at this from TP-Link. It's basically the Tapo C310, which in basics is a CCTV system, or should I say just a camera. It's got motion detection, instant notifications, so it'll send you messages to smart devices, an automatic siren, so it's got a light and basically a sound siren, so it'll scare people away. It works on day and night, so obviously it's got a night mode and everything like that. It's waterproof, it's got two-way audio, it's wired or wireless, 3 megapixel ultra high definition. Obviously it's got that motion detection as we mentioned, and it's got local storage if you add a SD card, which obviously gives you the ability to for it to save imagery, videos and stuff directly onto the camera itself. Now the recommended retail price of this is $49.99. We do have a link in the description if you wish to click that, and that will take you to the best price on Amazon in your country. Okay, as you can see here, we've got the TP-Link Tapo. This is the C310. It's a smart, secure, easy outdoor security Wi-Fi camera. As it says on the box, it is a 3 megapixel high definition motion detection notification, wired and wireless networking, weatherproof. It says it works with Hey Google, works with Alexa as well. On the side it gives you a bit more information and so forth, including what the package contains and everything like that. On the back it just shows you a picture of it working outside and tells you pretty much the same information I've already told you there. Again, on the other side, pretty much says the same sort of stuff again, including the two-way audio as well as local storage, but you do need a micro SD card. On the website it says SD card, but it is a micro SD card you will be needing. Otherwise on the top and the bottom is pretty basic stuff. Let's open it up and have a look, see what we've got in the box. Okay, so this is what you have in the box. So you've got a quick start guide, it tells you what to do and so forth. Basically saying it's going to be plugging it in and using an app to access it, I'm guessing. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. You've got a general public license notification, Wi-Fi information, as well as, hard to say what that one is. Oh, it's a devices compliant with essential requirements and regulations and stuff like that. So pretty much stuff you'll never ever look at. Also inside you've also got a guide there, so when you are screwing it into the wall you can put that on there and then basically put your wall plugs it in and then screws and so forth, so you know it's going to be lined up properly. So that's ideally when you start drilling and stuff like that. You've also got a few different washers and bit of plastic here. That is going to be for waterproofing the cable. If you obviously having it outdoors and you have that connected up, you need to make it nice and waterproof. So that's what that's for, which is pretty straightforward. There's your wall plugs and screws. So that's pretty straightforward, which leaves you with the power cable. Let's have a quick look how long this power cable is. That power cable is roughly 3 meters long, which is a good length, and obviously you've got probably about 30 centimeters on the cable what's attached to the camera as well. It doesn't come with an Ethernet cable, so if you are wanting to obviously use it via Ethernet, you will have to obviously buy an Ethernet cable or use one of your own. But your power cable is pretty straightforward. It's standard 3-pin UK. Obviously if you get in a different country, I'm guessing you'll get obviously the standard in your country. Let's go to the device itself. This is the camera. You can see the Wi-Fi antennas on the side, so it should get a pretty good range, and it's nice to have the ability to plug in an Ethernet cable as well, so you can have it wired or wireless, because a lot of models usually come as either one or the other. On this, for basically 50 quid, it's a 2-in-1, so you get either or. You also, the other connection on here is for the power cable. Obviously, even if you have it wireless, you've still got to plug it in. It doesn't work on batteries. The antennas are movable, so you can position them whatever's best. They don't really move in and out. It's just they just make a 180 degree, roughly 190 degree turn to position them how you want. There's no focusing or anything like that on the front. You do have an adjustment here which allows you to spin it around and position it whichever way you want, which is pretty good. And then this base plate does unscrew as well, so you can easily fit that in the wall wherever you're going to put it, obviously, and then screw the camera in afterwards to make it easy fitting. So I think they've thought of pretty much most things there, to be honest. Sorry, the cable's knocking the table, but it's pretty straightforward. When it's powered on, let's just stick the power cable in. There we go. You can see there's a little red light on there, as well as two little red lights on the side. Otherwise, that looks like it. I'm not sure if those will change just yet, but we will be obviously testing this out with the software and have a look at the picture quality as well. Also, you can fit a microSD card in this, apparently. You have to fit it in the bottom. It does require you to have a small Phillips head screwdriver to unscrew the bottom to put your card in. It's also got a reset there. Looks like, I'm guessing that's the speaker, which allows you for two-way and as well as the security alarm as well, which will fit that in a few minutes. But otherwise, it looks pretty straightforward. So let me get it go through how to set it up. Okay, so let's fit the micro SD card first. You will need a Phillips head screwdriver if you're not sure what one of those is. It's a cross-headed screwdriver, basically, not a flat-headed. To open the bottom up, let's get that done. It's two screws. They seem to unscrew so far, and then you flip it open, and you can see here where your SD card, which will look like that, obviously different styles, colours and so forth, but that will push in, I'm guessing, into this little slot here. Yeah, it just pushes in, makes a little click noise once it's in, and that's it. There's also a little button, hard to see, just about here, which is used for doing resetting it and stuff like that. So let me put the bottom back on. There you go. I've noticed, there we go, the front light after a while does flash between red and green. I'm presuming that means it's in setup mode, but we'll find that out in a minute. Okay, so the next thing you have to do is download the app. The app is basically called Tapo on the App Store or Play Store, but if you can't find it, there is a little QR code on the box you can scan, which is about there, and also on top of that you can also scan the code which is in the manual here as well. So you just scan that little code and it will actually start to install the app for you. You will have to register an account, TP link, it's free to register, doesn't cost you anything. But once it's done, it will load up like this and it'll say tap to add a device. So I'm guessing you press tap to add a device. I've already given local network connections. Choose the type of camera you've got, so it's a C310. How are we doing it? You can do it Ethernet or wired. Obviously I've got this wireless at the moment, so I'm going to choose wireless. It says plug it in, wait for red and green flashing light, which I've already done. Press next. It says, do you want to allow it to access your location? You just press allow while using an app, or allow once. You have to make sure your phone, so you've got to connect to your Tapo device, so you've got to go to your phone and tablet's Wi-Fi settings to join the Tapo device network. So obviously that's going to be different per device, but generally you go to your settings screen, go to Wi-Fi, and then look for Tapo camera there, click on it, wait for it to connect, and it says it's now connected. And that was simple, that was. Now let's go back to the app. Yes, I've got a lot of things on here, so let's go back to it. Press I'm already connected. And it seems that they're both talking to each other. It says it's found it. Well, hey, searching for Wi-Fi networks for your Tapo device. It's gone through, and then it's saying, right, which of these are your basically networks you're using? That's the one I'm using. I'm going to put the password in. Sorry, I'm going to move the screen while I do that. And then once you've typed it in, it should do this.
Connecting to Wi-Fi.
Okay, it tells you it's connecting to the Wi-Fi. So hopefully that doesn't take too long. So let's give it a few seconds.
Wi-Fi connected.
And there we go. Bear in mind, it's not my phone what's making that noise, it's actually the camera what's making that noise. Okay, so the camera is actually talking. So I'm already connected. We can probably add that, exit that now. And there we go. So I had to refresh the screen by swiping, but it's showing us the Tapo camera there. So that is now working. So in theory, I should be able to click on that. Okay, so as you could hear the echo there, that is the camera working. Obviously it was showing feedback because obviously you can talk to it, and then you'll get notifications like I have just got on my phone. If I swipe down, it says Tapo camera motion detection at 20/20/11/16. So that means it's picking up the motion, obviously, of me moving it around and swiping my hand up and down and stuff like that. So as you can see there, it's doing exactly as it should. If I go back into the app, as we can see here, you can see it there. If I press talk, testing 1 2 3. No, it's asking do I want to allow. And it's connecting. So now what we've got to do is press hold to talk. And you can hear it. When I talk, it's playing back. So it can hear, you can hear me through my camera, and if you want to talk to the person at the other end, you just press hold to talk. Hello, how are you? Obviously, because we're testing it on these different things, you're going to get a little bit of echo. Okay, I've turned the microphone off now. But you've also got a voice call on there, you've got alarm off, you've got playback and memory, you've got a few different options. There's an option for taking a picture, you can record what's going off as well, and then play it back. So that's actually just saying it's formatting the card for the first time because that card has yet to be used, what's inside the camera. But it gives you a rough idea of what it's able to do. You've also got privacy mode, so you can press that so no one can see what you're doing. So let's just say you were coming into work and you didn't want people to actually see what you were doing at work for whatever reason. Obviously privacy, data protection, blah, blah, blah. Away you go. And again, it's popping up on the phone saying motion has been detected. So obviously that's a good thing because it'll let me know if anyone enters the room or the building or approaches the property, and it'll let us know on the camera. So if you're in your house and you've got it attached outside your house, unless a cat walks past or a dog or something like that, if you've got it aimed in the right direction, you'll be able to see and basically get a notification that someone's at your back door or gone into your back garden or wherever you've got it pointed at. Obviously, you can set up lots of different cameras if you're wanting. I think on here you'd probably be able to add as many as you wanted, to be honest, within reason, and at 50 quid a piece it doesn't take much to set it up. You don't need a big central unit or anything like that. It's pretty straightforward and it can see anything you basically tell it to do. I'm going to do a few sound tests on the microSD card and everything like that, see how it records and plays back, so you get a rough idea what it's like in person. Hi, this is Phil from Tapo C310. This is doing basically a sound and video test of this Tapo camera or CCTV camera, so you can see exactly what it's like. I'm not using a studio camera, I'm not using a web camera, this is using the actual CCTV camera itself. So hopefully you can hear me fine, and hopefully the picture quality is pretty good, but this will tell you exactly what you're going to get. And what I'm going to do now is turn off the well, few lights I've got on. I've only got 2 real lights on at the moment. My overhead light here, as well as one studio light, compared to normally around about 10 or 12 lights I have on. I'm going to turn those off now, and so you can actually see what it looks like in night vision. So just bear with me 1 second. Put that one off. And that off. So it's pretty dark in here now, so I'm hoping the night vision should kick in any second. And I can see 2 red lights just appear on the screen, so I'm guessing that means it is working. So this gives you a rough idea of what it looks like at night. So if I was a burglar, you should be able to still tell what I look like if it's the middle of the night, which is absolutely ideal because you can position this wherever you want around your property, inside the house or out. You could use it, I suppose, for a small security system for an office or something like that, but it is mainly used for home users. But again, it gives you an idea of what the quality of the sound and the video is actually like. And don't forget, you can actually talk to and back from it. So if someone comes to your door, you see them on your camera, it will give you a notification. You can then go into talk mode and say, "Hey, Mr. Postman, leave the parcel behind the bin at the back of the house," or something along that line. So he doesn't just leave and then you have to try and go obviously to the post office to retrieve your item. So it's ideal like that. Again, it's not a door alarm, it is a camera, but you can use it to see what's going on.